Somebody in here lost someone from heart. So I just wanted to say that too. And I don't know who that is, but I can feel it in my heart.
Wow, that's so cool.
Makes sense to you?
Yeah.
I want to ask you about something important about a vehicle. Did you just buy a vehicle? Is there something about it? Do you have his vehicle? There's something about a vehicle.
Nothing comes to mind. I've been looking up old cars because I want to buy one for fun, but.
Okay, that's what he's talking. He knows.
He knows about that? Welcome back to In the Slot. I am Moobie.
I'm Smelly.
And today we are joined by Susan Grau.
Grau?
Grau.
Grau.
Grau. Okay.
Susan
I almost said it like you.
Yeah. It sounds
Grau.
like Susan de Grau.
Yeah, the Grau.
Yeah.
Think of Tim McGraw.
Tim
Yeah,
McGraw.
Tim
Without
McGraw.
the-
Love.
Without the M.
We have a very spiritual woman in the room with us, grief healing specialist, author, and we're so excited to get to know you and chat about your life story.
Yeah.
And, you know, she already is sensing a woman in the room and a male in the room. And I'm excited. I've never interacted
too.
with anyone like this. And I watched Long Island Medium growing up. So I used to be like, oh my God, like imagine. And now I feel
It's
like,
a trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
It trips me out.
Yeah, so
I do the same thing other people do. You know, people go, really? How did you know that? And really looking at it, I'll be thinking, how did I know that?
Yeah.
I mean, I get the same feeling.
Wow.
And I've been doing this my whole life.
Wow. Let's go back to the beginning. So how did it all start for you when you started knowing you had some sort of powers?
Well, I didn't know I had anything, but I remember being, roughly 3 years old, and I could see animals float when they would die, and this was just normal to me. And so I never asked anybody, do you see it? Like we would go out in the rain. I wouldn't say, are you wet?
No,
I just know, right?
Yeah.
So I just thought that was normal.
Yeah.
And I was really tiny. But at almost 5, just a couple months away from 5, I was playing with some boys, and they told me that if I got in the freezer in the garage and got popsicles, that I could keep playing. And unfortunately, it wasn't plugged in, but I was too young to really get it. But I got up there thinking I was going to please them.
Yeah.
And
Naturally. Want to be the cool
they
girl.
closed the garage, our freezer door. They closed the garage door, and they ran home and left me there, and I passed away.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
In the freezer when you were.
Yeah,
I
a
knew
lot
that
of
you had
children
an
died.
experience, yeah.
At my, the age I'm at, a lot of children were dying that way. That's why they changed it, and now you can get out from the inside. But yeah.
That's
Wow.
insane. So what happened when you were in there? Because clearly you didn't fully pass away, or like.
Well, I
That was
can't
very
answer that. I
life-altering.
mean,
yeah.
I just know what happened, and I know that I wasn't breathing when they found me.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I would say probably. But what does that mean exactly if you come back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
So they call it. That's why they call it near death.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what do you remember from that near-death experience, like when you were in that state?
I remember everything, and I think that it was created that way for me to remember. But for me, it was more about not understanding what I remembered. And then as I got older, things started to click and make more sense.
You're so
and,
young. Like half the things that probably happened, you were like, I don't even know what's going on.
And when I came back, I remember when I got well, because I wasn't well. I would open my eyes and I would hear and see things, and I didn't know what I was hearing and seeing. And I thought they were the boogeyman.
Yeah.
And I was trying to get away.
Like, what is that?
What is this? But then I realized after about a year of being afraid that nothing ever hurt me. And I could hear them, but it was mumbling. I didn't understand them. And then as time went on, I learned to listen a different way. I don't know how. I just think I just did.
Yeah,
Maybe starting
adaptive.
to trust that part of yourself that
Yeah.
like it's actually talking to
Totally.
you.
Yeah.
Did you talk to your parents about this and this was going on, and you were like,
Well, in all honesty, my mom had this ability, and they locked her up and put her on medications. And so she told me, do not discuss this. You didn't see anything. You see nothing. Don't talk about it. My sister had this ability, and my brother.
wow.
And my brother ended up in an institution because of it. And when he got out, he was like, and I could see what he was seeing, so I knew he wasn't crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
But what do you say?
yeah. Why were they institutionalizing them? Just because they thought?
Because in my day, so if I told you how old I was, which I'm not going to do, you're not
but you
getting
look
it.
stunning, by the way.
25, baby.
Yeah.
That's right. 25 forever. My birthday was 2 days ago, and I was a lot older than 25. Thank you. But in my day, you didn't talk about that stuff.
Like mental health, I feel like was really overlooked. So I feel like even if someone had like anxiety, it's like, oh, you're going to the loony bin. Like you don't have a perfect brain. Like something must be wrong.
Yeah. And also, if you got locked up, you couldn't get yourself out. Your husband had to let you out.
God, that's such a
thank
crazy
God I had
time.
a father who didn't want to raise 4 kids.
Yeah.
So he let, but he thought she was crazy too.
Yeah.
But I didn't, because I could see what she was seeing. And I didn't know
what is like
what I was seeing. But
yeah. How do you
paint it
describe
for
what
us.
you see?
It just depends. So sometimes I'll see them kind of bleed through the wall, and I'll see outlines, or sometimes I'll see them just standing in front of me, or I know they're there. I use the knowing, which is claircognizance.
Okay.
I just have a knowing of what I'm getting. It just drops into me.
Like a deep
And then
intuition.
Yeah. And then it's just there.
That's so
And but sometimes I'll say, let me see you. But how I really see them in my office is really cool. So I teach metaphysics, and I'll see them come in, and they're like a cloud, and everyone can see them. So anyone who's in my office can see them, and you can actually put your hand in them, and the smoke comes off your hands.
What? I need to take a
It's
visit.
bizarre.
I feel like I can't even like process like what you're saying right now. Because somebody like,
it's bizarre. So like if we turned off the lights in here,
Yeah.
and just it was really, really dim, I could show you literally. That's how bizarre it is. Where they start to come through, and then it just kind of starts pouring off my fingers.
Yeah.
It's really weird, like smoke, like circles of smoke.
yeah,
That is so cool.
It's like my
you're
fingers
literally
are
touching
smoking.
them. Yeah.
I don't smoke, but they're
yeah,
smoking.
you're like, wow, guys, awesome.
Hot smoking fingers. Yeah.
What was your like first, because you said in the beginning you heard mumbles, and then you learned how to sort of understand them better. Do you remember your like clearest first hearing of one of these? Can I say entity?
So they would wake me up and say, I just died, and my name is, and this is what happened, because I'm known for names. Names come easy to me. Sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Depending on
say
the
that
feeling.
because it's
Yes.
not me.
Yeah.
I don't have an ego in this. I really don't. But it just happens. That's if somebody doesn't believe, they send them to me because I get the names somehow.
Yeah.
But it just pops in my head, and sometimes it's accurate, sometimes it's not. Most of the time it is, and that's what's so bizarre. So what would happen is they'd come and they'd wake me and say, I just died, and my name's so-and-so, and they think I died on purpose, and I didn't. And this is, you're going to hear that so-and-so's brother's best friend died, and you're going to hear about it tomorrow. And I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what to do with that. But as I got older, I'd start to write it down, and it started to be accurate. So what I ended up doing was becoming a grief and addiction therapist, because that was legitimate. What I did was not. And I would have this information. So I might say something like, you're going, we didn't talk about post-traumatic stress disorder in those days, but let's just say I'll use that as just verbiage. The reason you have this post-traumatic stress disorder is because you tried to revive your grandmother when she was passing away, and you couldn't, and it traumatized you. And the person would say, I didn't tell you that. And I go, oh, of course, yes, you did.
Yeah.
And they go, no, I didn't. So I'd backtrack and go, oh, it must have been someone else. They go, no, you got the information right.
Yeah.
But I didn't tell you that.
Yeah.
And then they'd tell their mother and their grandmother and their sister and their brother. And I didn't want to be a medium. In fact, I thought it was really weird.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what it was.
Oh.
So I didn't even know what a medium was.
Yeah.
I feel like,
Yeah.
how to wrap your head around that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at about 18 years old, I called UCLA Medical Center. They were studying ESP, extrasensory perception. And I thought, I'm calling them because I had this dream of a death, and it was personal, and it affected me deeply. And they said, I told them my story, and they said, oh, you sound like a medium. And I said, what's that?
Yeah.
And they said, you talk to dead people. And I went, okay, click.
Yeah.
Never talked about it again for years.
Wow.
I mean, I
okay.
got married and didn't even tell my husband.
Yeah, I was gonna. How does that work in that in your relationship?
So was this like a little like hidden, I don't know, like
Yeah, you're like, I'm a medium,
insecurity?
but
Like it's so crazy that I was
But
like,
if it was always surrounding you in your everyday life, I couldn't even imagine like people not understanding what.
Well, what would happen is I'd start spacing out. I think my husband just thought I was a sweet, spaced out, smart person because I'm intelligent, but he'd talk to me and I'd go, and then I wasn't there.
try
and
to
I'd go,
listen
what
to
did
other
you just
people.
say?
Yeah.
Or what was your second question?
Yeah.
So when I start to go in that space, that's kind of what happens. Yeah. But it is hard to accept. I don't worry about whether people believe it or not because I'm past that now. But I remember not being past that.
Yeah.
I remember being in a space where, I would just be sitting there and I'd get this information and I'd be panicked because I knew they'd go, oh. You know,
Yeah.
she's bizarre.
yeah.
Or here comes Miss Woo Woo crazy or something.
Yeah.
And I wasn't. I have my doctorate in divinity. I mean, I am educated.
You have a backbone to all of them.
I didn't know what was going on, but all I knew is I knew.
Yeah.
You know, and that's all I could say to people. I don't know. You know, how do you know? I don't know. I just know.
Yeah.
And then they can't do anything but believe you because it's like, it's all accurate.
Yeah.
So do you think that like your role, because like I personally believe, like, I don't know, I feel like I'm very big in believing that like everything happens for a reason, or like you were given these gifts for like particular reasons in life, like either to give or whatever. So do you think that like, I don't know, like the reason to be a medium is to help the people that you're connecting with that have passed away move on, or do you think it's to help the people
They
around
don't need
you?
help moving on.
So
That's a misnomer.
Yeah,
You know,
okay.
it's
I was
kind
gonna
of
say,
a
I think there's so
cool
much
thing
meaning.
to say, like, oh,
Yeah.
let's help them cross over. And
I think that's TV shows.
I'm sorry. And, you know, I honor everyone's belief system. I just want to say that.
Yeah.
It's not mine. Okay. If they can't do it, I certainly can't.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
it just doesn't, it has to make sense.
So you think your role is more to like help the people
I help people
here?
heal grief. And I am a healer. I have 16 different modalities that I've studied. And I'm licensed in. It matters
That's
to
incredible.
me very much. It's not all woo-woo.
No.
And in fact, I'm far from woo-woo. And it's part of what gets in my way is that my brain gets in the way of my knowing because I don't want to, you know, be woo-woo.
Yeah.
So it doesn't fit for me. You know, like you expect that when someone walks in, you expect them, if they're a medium, like they're going to walk in and go, ooh, you know, and they're going to have the long gowns and the, you know, all the, which is great. I mean, it's cool. People love
people
that.
embrace that.
But it's not me.
Yeah.
You know, I
science
come
in
from a different angle, and it's grief.
Yeah.
And I work with the most difficult things you can imagine.
Yeah.
Like,
I see the hardest things you can imagine seeing. I work with, I volunteer my time most of the time to parents who've lost their children in very horrific ways. And I'm trying to help them survive that. So, you know, for me, it's not woo-woo, it's serious business.
Yeah. Does that take a toll on you a lot of the time? Like, is there because this sounds like almost like nonstop. You're seeing these, you know, things happen like day and day. Do you ever like need a break, or are you just like, I wish I didn't see this?
I love that you asked that question because no one ever does. And I go home, just even talking about it, I can get tears.
Yeah.
I go home sometimes and I just sit and sob.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You know, I'm seeing things I don't even want to say.
Totally.
You know, you guys wouldn't have a good day. You know, and if you have empathic energy, you're going to carry that. But I see the worst of the worst. I just spent a week. That's why I'm tired. Flying out here was not easy because I just spent a week last week with mamas. A whole week. I volunteered 7 days who lost their children. And it was the hardest week I have. And I do it every year. But it's the most rewarding, and helping people heal that and, you know, get in contact with their children, which is my goal, is to get them to see that they don't need me.
Yeah.
You know, we don't need a medium. It's great to start out. It's great to learn, but they're available to all of us. And to think that energy and love dies is really beyond my understanding. I think that what we believe is that they go away and they want to be with us as much as we want them with us. They just don't want to leave where they are because it's so amazingly wonderful. And I know that personally.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't want to leave. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's so cool.
But they're here.
Yeah, I believe in that too. Like, energy is so important. And I think looking for things is, like, I think that's really cool that, like, you don't need a medium to see these things or feel them. Like, what would your advice be on, like, hey, grandma, like, how would you go about seeing that without a medium or connecting to maybe people?
It's kind of like this. There's somebody here in the room right now, older woman, would not do this normally. Maybe she's very religious. She doesn't believe in this. She's attached to someone here. So because of the age, I would say probably grandmother, because of the age I'm feeling and the age I can see you are. So that's not them telling me, that's just common sense. So I do want to say that, which I'm really honest about. The number 4 matters to her. So I don't know if there's something about the number 4 for something for grandchildren. I don't know. The number 4 matters to her. She's very loving. She's very giving. She likes children. She's showing me children as being very significant. meaning outside of her own family. But I know she has the number 4. She keeps bringing maybe 4 children, maybe, or 4 grandchildren. It's one or the other. She had a long life. She lived a very long life. She could have lived longer. She was always happy. She wasn't well when she left. Something changed. Abby, A or E name. I'll get it. It'll come.
This is so cool.
She says, it's not my grandson. My granddaughter's here. This is a grandma. I really love her. She's very giving, very open. She's very loved by her communities. I feel this openness in her, this loving energy. She's standing behind you. It's one of you.
It's one of her grandmas. Aww.
She has
So
this,
cute. And we're both one of 4, so I was thinking that too.
she has this beautiful ability to ingratiate children. So she's a lot, I love children. So I can feel that energy. She's old school.
Yeah.
She doesn't need anything. If it's given to her, great. If it's not, that's okay too. She believes in God.
Yeah.
I believe Jesus is part of her journey. I see a cross, so that tells me it's some kind of Christianity.
I feel like it's
Esme or something like that?
What was your grandma's
My
name?
grandma's name is Mary Ellen.
And mine's Marianne.
Marianne.
That's funny.
That is funny. And we're both one of 4.
Do they have someone in their family like it's an E name. Could be it'll come if it needs to. Yes.
That's so cool.
She's very, very loving, and she's very, very happy to be here, even though she didn't believe in this. She's like, tell her I love her. Tell her I love her more. She's my favorite, but don't tell anyone.
That was like me. I feel like I'm getting a weird feeling that it's my grandma, but I don't know. I don't want to be like,
What's her name?
Marianne. She has a lot, like I have like 16 cousins, really big family, but we both have big families.
What does the number 4 mean?
I'm one of 4, but I don't think.
Okay, that might be it.
I'm
She's
one of 4 too,
too.
and my grandma had 4 kids.
Oh, so maybe it's that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm like, maybe Anna.
Well,
I'm
like,
trying
it's
to
my
think,
grandma.
because like my
It's my
grandma
grandma.
also, she had like both of her sisters passed away. Like there was like a lot of
How
like.
old was she when she left?
She was like early 60s, and she had cancer, and it kind of happened
This
in the
feels
blink of
older
an
to
eye.
me.
Yeah, maybe not.
Did she have old school thinking? Was she like
She's very witty, very dry. She was an art teacher, so she did work with kids.
Oh, okay, it might be her.
Yeah.
Because I see kids as being part of her journey that aren't her kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is possible. I don't, but like also too, like I feel very blessed because I feel like I have a lot of angels in my life. So like this could also be like someone else. I don't know, from either anyone's standpoint.
Yeah.
It could be anyone in
Is
that
it possible
realm.
it's a great grandmother?
Possible, yeah.
Great grandma. I think I met my great grandma. I knew my great.
You don't have to meet them for them to be in your life, honey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true. Maybe.
Well, let me know that. Check it out.
Yes.
Because usually people say no, and then they go
Yes.
home and their parents
gonna
tell them,
ask,
"Oh yeah, I
yeah.
know who that is," but
Yeah.
it's ES something like.
Like
Esther.
Esme or Esther?
Yeah.
My grandma's name is Esther,
Okay, then it's you.
but she is living.
Oh, then it's not you. Or maybe it's someone talking about her, like her mother, so great grandmother.
Yeah.
Could that
Maybe.
be?
Was her mother's name Esther too? Maybe was she an Esther second?
Maybe. She changed her name to Sue, but she's still living. My 2 grandparents that are
Sue.
Okay, it's someone
Yeah.
connected to your grandmother, so I would say it's probably her mother.
so.
If your
wow.
grandmother's alive.
She is alive. Esther's mom. So that would be Break Iron. I think that's their maiden
And
name.
how many people are in Sue's family?
3? I don't know. Now I'm like, God, I need to call my mom.
I don't like.
The number 4 will matter.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
trust me on it.
Yeah.
So like, this is so cool. Live
Yeah.
and live and happening.
I
I'm
felt
like,
so
wow,
in the
wow.
trance,
Me too.
too.
You
Also,
see
my-
how you have to unravel it though. So
Yeah.
it doesn't come, it's not like they stand, I wish. It's not like they stand in front of me
Yeah.
and go, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And that would be wonderful, but that's not how, they don't even speak English. This is all pictures and flashes and feelings and emotions. And it's not, it doesn't click in like people make it sound like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's
it's
not
just
black and
dropping
white.
in and everything makes total
No,
sense.
yeah.
So
But
okay.
Esther is important, okay?
Okay.
Because that's such a bizarre name for me to hear.
Yeah.
So it has meaning.
Okay. Esther.
So, and I would say the
Esther,
number 4. So
4.
she has 4 children or 4 grandchildren. There's something to the number 4.
So maybe my Nana was one of 4, and there's like something.
I think
like
you're going to
that.
find that out.
Okay, wow. I'm gonna
have to do a
call my
little
mom.
digging.
I do. I'm gonna see my
And
mom
she died
today.
old.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got to meet. I'm pretty sure she held me. So like, if I got to meet my great grandmother,
Then she was older when she died. Okay, that's making sense. She was not well. Something happened to her. I also want to ask about her head. So I would ask if she either had a stroke or was getting dementia because there's something about her head. And also heart. Somebody in here had a heart issue. Someone lost someone from heart. So I just wanted to say that too. And I don't know who that is, but I can feel it in my heart.
Wow, that's so cool.
Makes sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can feel my heart palpitating.
Interesting.
So it's
Well,
going your direction.
What else do you see?
Well, I don't see everything yet. I don't see
She
if they
feels.
give it to me.
Yeah.
So
Got it.
as I'm feeling this, I'm feeling someone else in here has something with the heart. Feels to me like an older person, but not super, super old. So I'm not feeling like 100 years old here. I'm kind of in the middle ground. So I'm 67, so don't tell.
6, 7.
We can bleep
So
it.
middle ground for me, I'm middle ground in my mind. So it's in that middle section. It's not super young, it's not super old, but I feel like my heart is going really fast. And I left here because of that. But there's some more behind that. So I don't know if they've got something in their system or what's going on with them, but there's some reason why their heart is going crazy like that. It's not just I'm having a heart attack. There's more to the picture. So it could be drug usage or something in their system. And it feels to me like it's shut down. Does that make sense to you?
My grandpa had a heart attack when he was 50 and then lived and died recently at 90.
Okay, so it might be him. I'm feeling the 50 part. I'm feeling that palpitation. Like, so the heart attack is coming clear to me. I love him. Hardcore. Going to tell you like it is. He's
that how
kick-ass. I mean, he's kick-ass. I know that he cares very deeply, very bonded to you, loves you extremely much, but also is going to put you in your place, and don't you dare disrespect him. He will mess you up.
Is that the only
I mean, he's a
grandpa?
strong man. He's intelligent, or wise. Wise is a better word. I don't know why I want to say wise, and wants to send his love to you. And then who has the J name, like Jimmy or Johnny or something like that, that's connected to him?
His middle name was Jay.
Thank you. So it's him.
Wow,
Interesting.
Ben.
Wow. Okay.
Were you a little skeptic, Ben?
Oh,
A
he
little-
is definitely.
Yeah.
I felt it when I walked in. It's
definitely,
okay.
No, I am, but I'm also not. I kind
Well,
of
you're
am undecided.
open.
So I believe in that dreams would be the channel for something like this. So I guess that's a question for you.
It is.
Where do dreams fall into this?
They're very important. In fact, if they can't get through to you, because, you know, life's in session and we're not present, we're always busy doing something or thinking and doing. He's talking to me right now, so I'm going to be a little off. But we're always thinking and doing. And so, you know, life's moving and we're not moving with it. We're in this moment. If we're not in this moment, we're not going to hear them. So they're going to come in our dreams. But he's very hardworking his whole life. Hard worker,
So is
wanted
Ben.
to get things done, wanted to do things, and believed if you're going to do it right the first time or don't bother. So, you know, you're going to get it. You're going to do it right. Also want to ask you about drinking. What does drinking have to do with him?
He wasn't a big drinker.
Was he against it? Was he, you know, did he lecture you about it? There's something about it that he's like pointing out to me. So I don't know if you're drinking. There's something about it.
Drinking too much.
He's pointing out to me.
For you go. You go sick.
Um,
Your grandma's like, cut it out. He was just at Saratoga.
Yeah, he had a
maybe.
big weekend.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, he must have been hanging out a little bit.
He probably
know
was
I know
with
what's
you
going
there.
on. 'Cause- Yeah. What I want you to know is that he loves you and he supports you and he wants you to call on him. You're not utilizing him. And he wants you to utilize him. So if you're, you know, if you're struggling with something, he also is telling me that you're going to be successful and stop worrying. You worry way too much. He said, it's going to be okay. He's kind of got your back here.
That's awesome,
That's great.
Ben.
And then he's talking about a vehicle. I want to ask you about something important about a vehicle. Did you just buy a vehicle? Is there something about it? Did you have his vehicle? There's something about a vehicle.
Nothing comes to mind. I've been looking up old cars because I
Okay.
want to buy one for fun, but
Okay, that's what he's talking. He knows.
He knows about that? That is
So,
crazy. It's got full
the
body
reason
chills.
he-
Ben's
that's
like,
why I
oh,
thought
he
it
saw
was,
my
you know,
phone.
so-
He's been looking up old vehicles
It's
to
so
buy.
trippy to me
And then
because
he's like,
I thought it was his because it looked old. That's why I asked you if it was his.
So can they see our phones and what we're looking up?
No, they can't read your mind. They don't see anything personal unless it's benign. It's kind of a code. Like you wouldn't want to see them peeing.
Yeah.
Right? Not that they do, but you know what I'm saying? They don't want to, they're not interested in all that. They're not interested in your mistakes. They're interested in the love. So if you think of him and you feel loving, he's going to come in. And he's going to see things like he's interested in vehicles. So naturally, he's going to be interested in you being interested in old vehicles. You see what I'm saying? So he's like catching what you love, he loves, and he's interested in it. You know, that's something he liked. So he's connecting in.
Interesting. Question: When they speak to you, is it in English or is it kind of?
They don't speak.
They don't speak.
It's like pictures and flashes and things.
But in your dreams,
It's
they'll
feelings.
speak to you in English.
I had a dream, a visitation dream, okay, where my grandpa spoke to me, but it was I describe it as parcel tongue from Harry Potter, where it was like, the sounds made no sense.
Yeah, but
But like I understood what he was saying. What does that mean?
that is how they communicate. That's spirit language. Makes no sense to me at all, but it does. I just know what they're saying.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So how much of obviously? Oh, did you have
Sorry,
something?
well, two things really quickly. One thing I wanted to say was the ES. I was thinking, I had an au pair or woman who took care of us. Her name was Esperanza SB. And she took care of 4 kids and was went around the neighborhood and babysat a bunch of kids and
This was
didn't have-
Esther.
Esther.
Esther came through for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was just my thought.
But there's another grandfather on the other side.
But then my other thing was you brought it up a little while ago, but you said that you had seen this amazing thing after life that you wouldn't want to leave either. And what's that? That an amazing thing.
Boy, it's, I saw so much. So, I mean, I can't, there's so much. But what I really saw was and felt was just this immense love that you cannot describe it here. There's no description for it. It is, you are everything and you're nothing and you're perfect. If that makes sense. That's the only way I know how to describe
it. It feels
it.
light.
Oh, it's amazing. I'm not afraid to go back at all. And in fact, I don't look forward to it now because I really love my life here and I know I have a purpose. But it's going to be a wonderful reunion.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
How much of life do you believe is energies and people with manifestation and writing things down and frequencies and stuff like that? I know you studied some divinity you were talking about, which is really cool. Do you really think that affects if you when people write things down I am amazing, I am this, and you shift yourself to a higher frequency? Do you believe that
Well, yeah, because you're teaching your brain something. So the brain is significant. It's here for a reason. It's a computer. So if you type into your computer every day something, the next time you go to type it, it's going to write it out for you, right?
Yeah.
Because it's going to remember it. So your brain will guide you where you want to go. If you're manifesting, it's not just spiritual, although frequency matters. It's not just spiritual. So, if I tell my brain every day that I'm enough, my brain's going to go, oh, she believes she's enough, so we're going to be enough. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how it works because it's a computer. If you're talking spiritual frequency, that is a whole nother level. So it is rising to everything you were meant to be, your life path, your life journey, your soul path. Soul and life path are separate, they're different. And you're going to manifest what your soul has already wanted you to create. But you have to use your brain to get there.
Yeah. What are the tips and tricks to connect better spiritually, with yourself or combining those two?
Awareness, acceptance, action. You become aware, you accept it, and you trust it. It's that simple. So it's not easy.
Yeah.
No.
It's just simple, and that I teach those 3 things. So I teach people to become aware. So, when you came to work today, what colors did you see driving down the road?
Yeah, so
What flowers did you notice?
Yeah.
Did you notice any? How would you know if a spirit's next to you trying to talk to you or your intuition's giving you something if you don't know what you're seeing with your eyes in a physical world? So it's being present. It's being with life. Again, life's in session, be present.
Yeah.
And when you're present, everything changes. What happens when you're reading is that you lose your presence. So I'm in present and something comes in and I recognize it, then I lose my presence because now I'm listening to something else. But when you're trying to get to it, it's being present.
Yeah.
I feel like presence is such a big overall theme in so much of life that I'm learning right now. I wanted to ask about like when people, when you do lose people and like you often like, I don't know, like see signs, you know, or like you think you see signs, like, you know, like a cardinal, or just like you see like a special number that they loved, or like a big thing in my family was shamrocks, so it'd be like seeing extra shamrocks like places. Like, do you think that those are signs that our loved ones are giving us, or do you think that's more of
I think some are signs and some is what we want to be signs, which is okay, because then they go, oh, she wants me to make that sign, so you can't be wrong.
Yeah.
You know, she wants me to come that way. So you're giving them information and guidance. They need that information. But yes, so I see butterflies all the time, or I see hummingbirds all the time. And then that one time, I go, Mom, I didn't do all the other times. And I go, okay, that would be a sign for me.
Yeah.
Or it flies around my face and, you know, sits on my arm or something, which a butterfly has done before, where it keeps coming back and landing on me. And I filmed it. I was blown away by that. And there were other butterflies that I'd seen all day, but none of them did that. So that brought me just to something. Yeah. But it's what you're feeling, what you're sensing. Again, being present with your body and your soul,
feeling the love from them.
and you sense it. So but you can't be wrong.
Yeah,
because they will come that way. Again, it's like people say to me, well, what if that wasn't them saying that? What if I just thought they said that? And I said, the minute they think you're going to trust that, they're going to start coming that way. So don't worry about whether you were right or wrong that time.
Yeah, true.
Because you will be
trust
right
yourself.
Yeah.
Is it bad to ask for a lot of signs? Like, I feel like there's something, I think, like, you know, asking God for too many signs, or asking, is it like, are they like, oh, another sign? How many signs does she need? Or is it
they
okay?
don't get the ick.
Okay, they don't? Good.
No, they love it.
Good.
Thank goodness.
They love
like
it.
I would annoy my angels.
They love it. If you ask them, they love it. They're dancing up there. I mean, I remember being up there and talking to my mom. It's how I learned how to do this. I think that was my first lesson. And I was saying things to my mom, and my mom was turning her head, but she was medicated. So she wasn't trusting her intuition.
Yeah.
She was turning her head, and she could hear me, but she wasn't trusting it. But I was communicating with her.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in the freezer, Mommy. I kept saying it, you know, so there was something to that. And then finally it hit her. And the garage was disconnected by quite a distance from our house, for a little girl, quite a distance.
Yeah.
And so she couldn't hear me when I was screaming. Plus I was screaming into coils.
Yeah.
You know, but she knew. She got a message. And some of it came from the other side, you know, the other entities, and some of it came from me.
How did you get through something so traumatizing like that at such a young age?
Oh, hey, that was one easy thing in my life. So I have a mother and two brothers that died by suicide. I was trafficked as a child in my neighborhood. I mean, I have a life story that is quite extensive. That's why I wrote my book.
Yeah.
You know, because my life story is tremendously difficult and tremendously beautiful, you know, and I utilize that to help other people survive what they're going through. So I have experience in so many different things that when someone comes to me, I can say, inside me, I know I can relate in some way, and we all grieve differently and go through different things and feel it differently. Yeah. But I can relate in some way enough to walk them through it. Yeah. Because experience is everything.
Totally. Yeah. Was it hard reliving those moments when you were writing the book, or did it all come to you as much as you thought, or what was the book writing process like?
It was not a labor of love. Let me tell you, it was a labor of pain, especially going back into the suicides. Yeah. You know, that was really difficult for me. But then now I just wrote a new book. So, and I talk more about my journey.
Does your family do you ever get to communicate with them?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. My brother actually helps me. Aww. And when he died, he actually, it sounds so bizarre to me even to say it, but he pulled me out of my body, and I had a experience with him. And got to see some things. And it's actually documented that those things happen. But it's called a shared death experience. So I did hospice work for a long time. And I used to kind of cross with them for a little while and then come back.
That is just, you literally the coolest person I've ever met. Like, this is so cool.
Also, you have such an easy presence. Like, I feel so relaxed.
Yeah, like no one of the entity, I don't even know what to call the angels, entities, ghosts, like,
well,
what's the right terminology? She, they, them.
I don't usually call them ghosts because they're more alive than we are. Yeah. But what I will tell you is how you can tell the difference if like a guide is talking to you, or if a guide's talking to you, it's kind of bossy. Okay. They're guiding you like your mom would. You know? If a loved one's talking to you, it is a feeling of familiarity. They're familiar to me. And if it's an angel, it's pure love. So angels crossed me over and brought me back. They've never walked this planet. People always say, oh, she's such an angel. And I go, no.
So angels are different than people that have passed
Oh,
on.
yeah.
So like we can't, like we're not going to become angels.
No.
They're like,
maybe
I'm
one
not
day.
either.
She's like,
I'm not
those-
counting on it.
Yeah. And they're
Be
and,
nice.
and angels have special
Yeah.
qualities to bring over and
You have some of that in you.
yeah.
You know, good, loving people have angelic presence.
Yeah.
And, you know, especially people that carry this gift or an empathic energy, you know, we
Yeah.
go, God, they're such an angel. They're
Yeah.
so sweet. I love them. But an actual angel, and they do exist, that's not religious, it is completely, it's a kind of love you can't describe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you ever
feel
met,
that.
like on the contrary to the angels, has there ever been like a bad presence or like haunting? Like what's the
Susan's in her
like
room.
what's the woo woo around that? Like is sometimes if I'm scared, should I be scared or
No. There's not any portals that are going to open up and get you. But I worked on Psychic Kids, the next generation. I did a little work for them behind the scenes, and everybody ran out of a house one time. This is such a cool story. And I walk in. I tried to be tough, right? I was scared.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
just going to be honest. I was scared.
Yeah.
And I go trekking in there, you know, and I'm like, I'm good. I'll go there. Go, don't go, Susan. Oh,
it just
no,
where-
I'm
where were you
fine.
walking
And
into?
inside I'm going, oh shit, oh shit,
Yeah.
oh shit.
Yeah.
Right? I go walking in and I hear this, what the F are you doing here? And it wasn't, yeah. And I thought in my head, well, what the F are you doing here?
yeah.
Well, on the way there, I saw this presence of a little boy that was thrown in the lake at Lake Mead. And I saw a man, and that man had crossed. And I was talking about it, and everybody was like, I don't know what you're talking about. That was the man that was in the room. And I said, what are you doing here? And he said, I need to make amends. I need to tell someone, you know, I'm the man you saw on the way here. And he started talking to me. Once I was,
Oh my
once I
gosh.
was out of my panic,
Yeah.
you know, because I was like, I'm
Because you're like, what the
here
F?
right now, I'm gone.
Help.
But I took off my pendulum, which I don't ever use I don't even wear it. But it was just a pretty brace or necklace. And I held it up just to be cool because
Yeah.
I was on film, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you're on film, you want to be cool. So I'm holding it up thinking, how cool is this? And it lifts up and it's heavy, huge, and turns and drops.
Oh my.
And I went, oh shit. I
needs
was
to make
ready to
amends.
see, my legs were moving faster than me. I was like,
Yeah.
"Shit, I'm out of here." But then I paused and I said, okay, what is this person trying to tell me?
Totally, yeah.
And it's the same thing. I walked into another place where I was filming. I was doing a documentary and this person was hanging. And I'm thinking, oh shit, he's hanging and
Yeah.
he's going to try to scare me. And because I thought I could believe in that, right?
Yeah.
I just said, I thought I was really cool. And I said in my head, you know, I'm not going to talk to you unless you come down from that. I see now how you died. You know, and I'm standing
Yeah.
there waiting, going, please, God, don't let it scare me.
Yeah.
And then he just was in front of me, popped in front of me and said, well, I just didn't know if you'd recognize me, if you know, didn't know how I died. That's the way I identify.
Oh.
And I thought, oh, okay.
You're like,
You're just
you don't have to-
identifying
You don't
yourself.
have to stay up there all day.
It's okay.
Yeah.
They seem misunderstood. Like
They
they're
are.
edgy teens.
They're trying to show us how they passed or who they are because
Yeah.
there might have been 500 people that died in that house. It was an old house.
And why does
Yeah.
that make me so sad that that's how he like identifies himself,
Yeah.
like through his death? Is that like typical?
Not
like
for
normal
them. It's fun.
Yeah.
You know, as long as they don't, you know, go, oh, I'm going to get you, you know. But,
Yeah.
but let me say it this way. And again, this is against the normal belief system. I honor everyone's belief system. If they were going to hurt you, you'd be hurt.
Yeah.
And if they were evil, they are going to hurt you. So why are you still sitting here? Why aren't you stabbed? Why
Yeah.
aren't you thrown through windows? Why
Yeah.
aren't you? If they're so powerful and they can hurt you, you'd be hurt
Yeah.
because they're evil, right?
Yeah.
So I don't believe in evil spirits. They just don't work for me. It doesn't
Yeah.
make sense to me because I really believe that they would do their evil deeds.
Yeah, I
and they
agree.
haven't. We're all
And
still
we're here.
standing
They're
And
not
here
going to
with
just drop down and go, boo.
Yeah.
You know, why? What would be the
Also-
purpose if they're evil?
Yeah.
They're going to be like, I'm going to hurt you and you're
And
going to
yeah.
feel it.
Even if they give off bad energy, like you're saying, it just sounds like they're misunderstood, or you need to really just be like, okay, I'm going to drop my scaredness and just talk and see what they have to offer. And it's like,
Yeah.
they're just
Yeah.
trying to get their story across.
Yeah. And if you think about it, I mean, they want you to understand, and there is leftover energy. I want to say that people miss that part. So if there were people that were murdered in this room, and I was doing an antique store, and when they were filming me,
Cool.
I was walking down these stairs and I went, whoa, this is really cold down here. It feels like an ice box. And then I walk in and I thought, people have died in here. Well, it ended up later on, they told me it used to be a mafia room where they've put people on ice.
Oh my God.
So that made sense to me. And I could feel that energy of what they did in that room.
Yeah.
Because energy is left over and everything was left over in a cup. You know, I mean, if we touch it.
Yeah.
So energy is powerful. It goes everywhere.
Here's what I don't get. All right. What if like a bad person dies, someone who kills people, they die. It's impossible for them to become a spirit?
No, you're thinking with human limitation.
Sure.
So that's all we have is our human limitation, but they are not human. They don't have the computer anymore, and they have their own ways of healing. So they're being healed. They're being changed. And God forbid they're not, because there is reincarnation, does exist.
Yep.
If they were to come back unhealed, they would do it again and again and again. So let's hope they get healed. But what I saw was kind of like more, I would liken it to, if I put it in human terms, a hospital setting, where they're taking them out of the major population. They're having to look at everything they did. Everything you do to someone else, you feel. That's the life review. You feel it, not for punishment, but for, oh, wow, I could have done that differently. You know, or I'm liking that, I'll do that again.
Yeah.
So death is the healing process that undoes evil.
Yes.
Interesting.
And most people don't like to hear that, because if somebody hurt my child, I'd want them to suffer, right? Because that's my human thinking.
Yeah, because you're
my
like,
human brain goes, okay, suffer.
Yeah.
Right? Be punished. But punishment is not existent there. It is a lesson of change and shift and doing things differently and learning from your experiences.
And then it's
just like a child.
One more question.
Yeah.
So you have this power where you can communicate to them that other people don't. Let's say you were evil. Would you possibly be able to use your powers for evil?
I think people do in my field, because if I've got your soul in my hands because you're in pain, and the soul of your loved one in my hands, I could create some really bad things.
Yeah.
I could tell you things that would break your heart and destroy your life. So if a mother loses a child by a 10-year-old hanging, and I tell them your child's suffering, that's evil. And that mother would feel that the rest of their life, they're going to suffer for eternity, because they don't agree with, and that's all lies.
Yeah.
I have that power.
Yeah.
So it's very important to have ethics in what we do, to be true to goodness when we're doing it, and to care about what we're doing. And there are people out there that don't. And that's why you have to be cautious, because they're about making money. Money is their first,
Totally. They want,
or power.
Yeah.
We don't have any power.
Yeah.
You said power,
Powerless.
and I want to tell you, there's no power here. They have the power. And what we do is, what I notice is people that shift into that, and it's such a good question, by the way, people that shift into that, they have this energy. They start out with this beautiful gift. And they start seeing, oh, this makes me money. And now I have to be popular. So now I have to have something to say. And if it's not coming to me because I'm not in control of it,
Then they make something
then
up.
I make something up, because what else am I going to do? I'll lose my stature.
Yeah.
And they start making this crap up.
No
and then
ego.
they have nothing to say.
Yeah.
So they start saying scary stuff. And
dramatic.
people go, oh, and everybody wants to hear about it and see it. And then
And they
they have
post
power
it.
and control.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. And then what about pets? Where do they fall into this?
There's a room of companions. I saw it. I was in it.
They
And then I was
they
in
have
this.
their own room?
Yeah. Well, I call it room. It's a dimension.
Yeah. Like their
Everything's
own
a room to
sector.
me. I was a little girl.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm in a new room right now.
Dimension.
And they had, it was all the pets?
All the pets.
Oh.
And
Could they
not just
talk?
pets, animals. Like I sat in a field and I saw wolves and bears, and some of my favorite creatures are wolves. I am so attached to them. I had one jump up on me and look at me in the eyes.
Whoa.
It was a trip. I have a picture of it. And then it sat down and put its ears back and just sat there and stared at me. It was bizarre.
That's so
And I
cool.
just fell in love at that point. I was already in love with them,
Yeah.
but they
Yeah.
see
And-
through you. They see your soul.
Yeah, do you think animals have a different connection with like energy and
100%.
people like around
Yeah.
you?
They're
Can
here
they
to
sense?
remind you of compassion
Yeah.
and love and acceptance. Like your animal can pee on your brand new carpet and you might get angry for a minute, but you're going to love
You're
that
like, "Oh,
animal
no."
anyway.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, oh, I know you didn't mean it.
Yeah.
Compassion, love, acceptance of the lesser, mistakes we make.
Do you think they can sense like bad energy too?
What
I
do
guess there's no bad
In
energy.
humans,
Yeah.
well,
In, like,
humans have bad energy.
Yeah, true. Humans,
I was gonna ask that about you. Like, do you ever like go sit down for a dinner or like something like that and like feel
bad energy.
the energy from people
from
and
my
like
life
feel
experience, I understand what people are.
Mm-hmm.
So I can walk into a room and go, oh, he's a pedophile. He's an alcoholic. He's a drug addict. I already know. I just don't say it.
Wow.
That's like so.
That's so cool.
That's so much knowledge.
Yeah.
To
Too much. But then I go, oh, I'm so grateful I know this because now I can protect my children.
Yeah.
I can protect
That wall
myself.
up.
100%.
Totally.
So what's one thing like you have experienced a lot of grief on life and like you're sitting here now, looking beautiful and
Aw.
feeling beautiful. What's like one thing that gives you hope, gave you hope consistently? I don't know if anyone else is like currently struggling or hitting grief. Like what's a little hope thing?
Well, with grief's in charge.
Yeah.
And it's in the corner doing push-ups and it's waiting for you to be vulnerable.
I hate that
Totally.
grief.
And
Yeah.
my thing is, if
Really
you move
hate it.
into it, don't run from what you run from chases you, and what you try to control controls you.
Yeah.
So don't run from it. Just step into it. Allow yourself to feel it, and it will move through you. And that's what it does. If you utilize your experiences for the greatest good, that's what it's for. And we have grief when we lose someone because we miss their physical presence. But if we could just step into the energetic realization that they're actually here,
Yeah.
and if you learn that, if you're out there and you've lost someone, start working with learning about where they are. They're not
Awareness,
gone.
acceptance,
And action.
and action.
And action is trust.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think that's my biggest.
I'm literally
The
gonna
third A
leave
is my
tonight and be
hardest
like,
problem.
speak to me.
Yeah.
We do the same with our guests at the end of every episode called Get Stumped, where there's just a few questions. So
And they just be trying to just answer.
we try to like stump you. I know we're surprised too. Devin came up with them, so let's see.
What's a belief you had at 20 that you do not believe now?
I hope I have a few minutes.
Yeah.
You take a few.
That humans are all inherently good. Their souls are always good, but I believed humans were inherently good, and I got beat up a lot throughout my life journey. And I know now that there are just some people that aren't good. They've chosen that, and that was a hard acceptance for me. It was painfully difficult to accept that.
How do you decipher overthinking versus intuition?
Well, when you're using your brain, you're not in intuition. So there's a difference in the feeling. Intuition is the hit right here. The brain has fear, pain, panic.
Yeah.
Intuition is smooth, easy. And if you remember that, it comes in smooth. You might not like the message, but it comes in smooth and easy. It's just there. Where your brain is like, oh my God, maybe they died. That's why they're late. Your intuition goes, maybe something's happened, something's occurred, maybe not. Let's look into this.
Yeah.
So it's very easy and smooth.
I feel like I would have a hard time deciphering because when you're like some like anxiety you can feel in your stomach sometimes. I feel like I would get like
That's your brain.
Yeah, I guess that is my brain. All right, brain.
Yeah. Brain goes, be afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Intuition
Something
says,
needs
pay
that.
attention.
Love that.
Wish we could like cut that cord between the brain.
I just
and
want to have you with me my whole life, ever I go. So what is his feeling?
Yeah. What am I
Literally.
feeling right now?
Like, exactly.
What's the question people are always afraid to ask you?
Oh, I don't know if anyone's ever been afraid to ask me anything because I'm an open book. Maybe about my trafficking. I think people hesitate because people don't want to use that word because it's so awful. But it actually is something that is happening all over the world, and people need to learn more about it so that they can protect themselves and their children. But I think that's it.
Yeah.
That's all.
Well, you have been a pleasure to talk to, and
Pleasure.
you are so.
Can't wait to buy your book.
You're an angel. Like, actually, even though you don't believe me, your entity, you have a whole aura to you. And
Do you want to tell everyone about your book who's listening?
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
So my book that's out right now is Infinite Life, Infinite Lessons, and it's wisdom from the spirit world on living, dying, and the in-between. And it's all about what we just talked about, but it also teaches you how to get through grief. It teaches you the difference between harnessing, your intuition and fearing what your brain's telling you. It talks all about my story and the other side and what I experienced and saw. It's about the love that you can experience here and there. I mean, it's filled with knowledge and information. Spirit poured information into that. That happens to be my word for them. It is kind of a woo-woo word. And I want to say this, it doesn't matter what you believe. They're all the same thing.
Yeah.
We're all one with them.
Yeah.
But my book, thank you. Yes, people that read it say that it has changed their life. So
Well, if you're
I
listening,
really
you
wanna
know
read
the
it.
next
I
book.
feel really
you know
inspired
your
to read
next
it.
beach read. This book.
It is a beautiful book, and it's exciting. So
Yeah.
you open it, the first thing it says is your baby's in the freezer.
I love that
know,
little
like-
humor in there.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on. This has been such a pleasure.
Yeah.
We're so
you.
excited.
I
Buy
have a
Susan's
podcast,
book.
too.
Oh, well, what's your podcast name?
It's called Infinite Life, Infinite Wisdom.
Infinite
Ooh.
life, infinite wisdom.
If
I
you
love how
want
it's all
guidance in your
infinite
life, listen to the podcast because it is all about life and the afterlife.
life.
Wow. I want to listen. I'm going to put
Yeah,
my
me
mom on
too.
to that. She
I know.
listens to this, but she's going to have a kick out
I
of
literally,
this.
how I imagined it was like upstairs, like people were like watching us on TV and like you could like flick through the channels.
Or like, you know, the movie It's a Wonderful Life? It's one
Yeah.
of my favorite movies. Like, you know, it's like Clarence is the angel and he goes down and he helps. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but that's what I was kind of
Yeah.
I
picturing.
have, but I'm trying to remember because I've seen so many of those.
Yeah. Well,
It's just so funny how everyone has different images. And now
I
we
know.
have a
Well,
little
they'll
bit
come
more
help you if you
wisdom.
ask, but they
Yeah.
can only do so much. I mean, if your father or grandfather or mother could help you, they would do everything for you, and you'd never learn anything.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, thank you so much.
Yes.
Listen to her podcast, buy her
Susan.
book, Susan. We love you. You're the best. Bye.
Bye.